right, hi everyone, welcome on board. And today is Women Day, and in this series of Women Day special, we have Director of SIS. Hi, ma'am, Deepa, ma'am, welcome on board.
Thank you, Rahul.
मैम
Thank
और
you for your
मेरी
wishes.
थैंक यू सो मच मैम वंस अगेन मैम और मेरी बहुत लड़ाई हुई लाइफ के अंदर व्हेन आई से मैम वुमेन शुड डू दिस एंड दिस शुड व्हाई वुमेन शुड डू दिस आई से मैन शुड डू दिस शी लाइक व्हाई और ऑफ कैमरा भी हम लोग डिस्कशन कर रहे थे बट मैम you've come a long way you come from humble backgrounds and being from Tamil Nadu and then now you're in Bombay born and raised here done a lot of stuff rose up the ladder from a professor being from Wellinger Business School then becoming a senior associate dean of Wellinger Business School to now the director of Welling. I said it right now, ma'am, this time.
Yeah, finally you did.
Finally, I did it right. Ma'am, no longer in that position. Now she's the director. Ma'am, let's begin. Ma'am, what's your message for all the our pretty young ladies who are like 19, 20, 21-year old who are sitting at home with your experience of life now at the top of a career? What advice you want to give it to them?
So, first thing is you said pretty young ladies. So, all ladies are pretty. And it's not about being pretty on the outside, it's also being pretty here, pretty in what you do, pretty in what you speak, pretty good. Women are always pretty good at what they do.
Nice.
So, to message to everybody at home is whatever you decide to do, you should do it because it is your choice. Whether you decide to be a homemaker, whether you decide to excel at something at work, you want to you want to be in the movies, whether you want to be in education, whether you want to get out there and serve the army, whatever that you decide to do, it has to be firstly your choice. And secondly, you should know why you're choosing what you're choosing. Because with every choice, there are, of course, going to be, you can say, consequences of every choice. And you should be happy with those choices that you make. I think that is more important.
That's amazing, ma'am. Ma'am, I have a tough question. And since you represent the women community on this Women's Day, why, ma'am, women have it all. Like, I see my mom like a very strong lady, but till date also, I can see like, यार मुझे करना था, मुझे business करना था, etc., etc. And she's got some regrets in life. And she started a business and it was closed down because of obvious reasons of I grew up and then she had to take care of me, etc., etc. So I'm the reason for her downfall. That's what she says to the world and to me as well. कि तुम हो गए थे, हम busy हो गए, etc. And of course, ma'am, the generation was a little bit older that time. Now my mom would be 70 now. But ma'am, things have changed a little bit, and women in India are more empowered.
Yeah.
Do you think if a woman has to do something, if she's not able to get it, is it going to be only excuses, or do you think अभी society को और transform होना बाकी है?
Uh, both ways. सोसाइटी को ट्रांसफॉर्म होना बाकी है. See, when your mom told you that तुम हो गए थे and I got locked in it, without being judgmental, the kind of support system either the woman has to create for herself or the ecosystem within the family unit where she is has to provide her that support system. There is a famous interview of Indira Nui when she was asked about how she made those transitions and what kind of support she got, and she said that her family, her husband, and supported her, but her mom still asked her, did you get the dahi? So that expectation is always there. Perhaps because we see women embodied, especially in India, with 10 hands, people automatically assume के वो 10 चीजें कर लेगी, उसमें से एक will be career or whatever, and she has to also balance other things. So support, sometimes the women are reluctant to take support. So to those women, I will say take that support. Don't feel guilty about taking support. Don't feel guilty about hiring help. Don't feel guilty if somebody at home is doing what typically you're expected to do to help you out. And to the family out there, I will say if there is somebody who is great at something and passionate, try and provide the ecosystem to help them also flourish. Because man or woman, we are first human. And if a person is not happy, then our ecosystem is not going to be happy. So it's a balance. Rahul, have you ever heard a man being asked this question? Um, आप घर और काम कैसे बैलेंस कर लेते हो? Nobody asks a man this question. It's kind of assumed that वो उसकी जिम्मेदारी भी नहीं है. Okay, so probably these questions are asked to a woman because expectation is higher because they believe that she can do more in any case. But my point to every woman is, while you are a born superwoman, uh, nothing wrong in taking support from people around you and making them part of your growth. You
Wow.
don't have to do it alone.
Wow, wow. Ma'am, was it tough for you when you were actually growing up? You did your MBA like how many years back, ma'am? 20 years back now? 25?
95, 97 is when I graduated with my
95.
MBA.
So around 27,
Yeah.
28
So I
years.
had a working mother, Rahul.
Wow.
And I remember my dad helping her with her cooking, helping her with some home chores. So for me, it was that was the normal.
Superb, superb.
That was the normal.
So, ma'am's
And I
husband is...
fortunately also have a partner who is equally chilled out about me doing what I'm doing.
No, things have changed for sure. Remember, India is too far from all that. I mean, comparing the full India, right? I'm not talking about Bombay. You're a Bombay, ma'am. You don't represent
Yes,
the
of
complete
course, of
India.
course,
I
of
mean,
course.
long way
I
to
think,
go.
have you seen the latest version called Mrs. of this Malayalam
Yeah,
movie
yeah,
called The Great Indian Kitchen? So
yeah.
that still happens, and one cannot deny that.
Superb. Ma'am, what's your advice to the young girl who's sitting at 21, 22-year-old? She has dreams. She's got passions. She wants to get married. She want to have kid. Her value system is intact, but her parents and the societal pressure of some people are getting married at 23, 24. आगे क्या होगा? वो सोच ही नहीं पा रही अभी बैठी है. उनके लिए क्या एडवाइस है मैम?
देखो, किसी को भी मुकम्मल जहां तो नहीं मिलता. तो अगर तुमको कुछ चाहिए, उस चीज के लिए लड़ना पड़े तो लड़ो. Make a way, try to find it peacefully, create solutions. But if you're really passionate and there is something coming along the way, when I say lado, you have to fight for it. You have to be vocal about it. You have to discuss. And at times, you may not get that support. So you have to take decisions. Don't be afraid to do that.
Superb.
डरो मत.
डरो मत. Ma'am, since most of our students are from MBA community, और यहाँ तो और भी टेंशन रहता है कि MBA करे तो पैसे लगाने पड़ेंगे. 7 लाख फीस, 8 लाख फीस, 14 लाख फीस,
हाँ.
22 लाख
हाँ.
फीस, 25 लाख फीस.
हाँ. हाँ.
एंड उनके लिए क्या एडवाइस है? इज MBA a great thing for a girl? Because you did MBA, ma'am, 25, 27 years back. And
Yes.
was it game changer for you? Is it going to be game changer for them as well? Don't tell this answer as a ex top notch from Wellinger or now a top position in SIS and it's an MBA channel. But Sachi Dachi, ma'am, they'll say.
It's worth doing. I think it's worth doing for anybody who wants to get ahead in life, because higher education is something you're going to learn. So okay, if I stick to MBA education, no? So MBA, whether it's for a male or for a female, it's worth doing. I'll tell you why. Because it's not only about knowing concepts. It's not knowing finance. It's not about just understanding marketing or HR or operations or AI or anything of that sort. But it's also about getting out there and getting exposure. Getting out there and exposing your vulnerabilities and learning how to get over them. It is about competing, it is about collaborating, it is about life skills. So it's worth doing any day.
That's so amazing. I'm really having fun. I've last two questions which I asked most of my people who've come on the podcast.
Yeah.
My one is, ma'am, what's your advice to your younger self? So this Deepa, director of SIS, meets Deepa, who's like 20, 21-year-old, a typical
Yeah.
Tampram, a girl who's like
Yeah.
raised up in a Tampram family. उसको क्या बोलना चाहेंगे यार, ये मत करना या ये और करना? क्या एडवाइस देना चाहेंगे आप उसको?
Get out of your comfort zone and don't make assumptions that everything around you will
It's
go
6
exactly
o'clock.
like how you have thought. Expect failures, expect things to not work out, and get out of that comfort zone and deliberately put yourself in some situations which are very, very challenging. That's the only way you can reach level next.
मैम
sooner than what you would want.
फेलियर
I
आएगा
mean, what you can.
फेलियर आएगा उस 21-year-old लड़की के लिए, that young lad from
Sorry?
there'll be failure coming on this way for sure. आप उसको इतना aggression डालने के लिए
Expect नहीं करते. You know, I would think that when you're young, we're kind of also a little naive. We believe that everything will go the way you want it to go. Everybody is good. Everything is good. Everything will work the way you imagined it. And a lot of times it does not happen that way.
That's so amazing.
So be prepared for that. And the sooner it comes, the better it is.
बहुत ही बढ़िया. That's so amazing, ma'am. I can keep chatting with you. Any last advice to all our YouTube family, all these girls on this special day of Women's Day, ma'am? Any parting thoughts to all of the women who are listening to us?
A parting thought to all the women is forget gender, forget having to think about it all the time. Just go out there and knock the socks out of anybody who gets in your way. Do your best, and do not really bother about anything else. Find people who are your soulmates, or find people who will go along with you. Take support, collaborate karo, and do your best. And I'm really happy, Rahul, that you're doing this. I really appreciate the fact that you're doing this on Women's Day. Good luck to the entire team at Cat King.
Thank you so much for joining in, ma'am. It's really a pleasure. Boys and girls, do it to the like button for sure. और तुम male हो या female, नीचे Happy Women's Day comment करेगा. Ma'am, really humbled to have you on board. Thank you so much for these inspiring words. I'm sure it's going to change some lives. And boys and girls, do share this video with other people who are listening, ताकि उनको भी कुछ बड़ा करने का मौका मिले. And because there are many women who need this video. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining in. Take care. Have a good day. Bye bye.